Welcome to Not an Acre Homestead. I'd like to thank you for joining us. Thought I'd welcome you here with a little montage of some of the pictures that we've taken since we got here. The wife and I moved here in late snow season here in Idaho, 2016, and we've all seen enough snow, so we won't bore you with those pictures. But this is the little place we moved into. It's an old 1940s farmhouse. Uh, Not quite an acre. You could see our little camper back there in the background of where we were living before we moved in here. But we got started pretty quickly once we got here, and the snow let up. We put in a few fences, put in a few gates, started cleaning up. That's actually a mess I put in there. We started our chicks, we started our greenhouse. Everything was going really well until the wind came and the storms came and it took our greenhouse away. But the chicks did really well. And eventually I did start cleaning up the shop and building my tools and starting on projects. And on top of everything else, we're going to start bees this year. And lots of fruit trees went in as soon as we could break ground. Bread maker. Does anybody like fresh bread? I do. Back to Eden gardening was on the plans. And the wife loves the chicks. But some things looked really beautiful, some things looked really terrible. And it did take a lot of work. And eventually we got started on some of our little projects and expanding on our equipment. Most of it's a little fabric cobbled together, but we do all right most of the time until someone gets a little redneck. But those pallets there turned into our tree swing. So we have a nice little bench swing that we sit on outside in the shade. And here's a couple projects that we did get finished. The wife likes to sit down when she's gardening, and I had to start moving the wood chips into the garden. The birds got bigger and got out on the grass. And they really like their new house. They really like their nightlight, the heater. The cat even liked it, but they're not too sure about him. Everyone else made peace, but the yard started growing, and we had to rebuild an electric lawnmower just to get started around here. The bees got set up. Those are sitting on little tree stumps that I brought home. And the first box there was a swarm that we caught. We caught a swarm about a week before this box showed up that we bought in order to start our beekeeping career. And there they were, the two that we had planned on. Meat birds showed up, but then we started getting more calls, more swarm calls. And so we had to start building more boxes. And we started feeding bees and expanding. And we couldn't just keep them on these little stumps anymore. I had to start building a bench. And these guys just got out of hand. Like, it just bees, bees, bees. We got called. And this is swarm captures we went on. And it was great until we started running out of equipment. The meat birds made it out. They're on the grass. And our bees are still doing awesome. We had a rather big swarm. There's a little queen that we split. And as first year beekeepers, we really don't know what we're doing. So don't take anything as gospel. But we did split our biggest swarm. And they made 11 queen cells on 2 different frames. And today I spent time designing a breeder box for these future queen cells. And it'll just be a couple days before we try our hand at cutting queen cells off frames, and who knows what's going to happen. But it's kind of exciting. We love it, and hopefully we'll have 2 more swarms or 2 more hives by the end of the week. There's my design for a mating box. The videos are made. Look for them. They're posted. But it's really beautiful here in Idaho, and we have enjoyed ourselves since moving here. If you're from Idaho, thanks for making it such a great place. Have a good day.